What I'm thinking is if you want Bianca to win, all you have to do is dress this criminal up like the Grinch, put him out in front, and then just say, Bianca,
go.
There goes a criminal.
Launch sequence activated.
Welcome to CelinaRadio.com. I'm your host, Ron Lyons, and if you think that Celina, Texas is just a quiet little sleepy town with absolutely nothing going on, then you better buckle up because Celina Radio is about to launch.
3, 2, 1.
Guys, welcome to another episode of CelinaRadio.com. And today I've got a very special guest, somebody who's been on the show before, somebody you all know and love, somebody that has really added some serious value to our community. And the good news is she didn't come on the show today by herself. She brought somebody with her. Somebody who happens to be a police officer in Gunter, Texas. And the reason they're both on the show is because they've got some fantastic things coming up that are planned for both communities. If you're wondering who our guest today is, well, it's none other than Melissa Gresham. That's right, Celina and Gunter based events. I'm going to let them kind of explain the details of all of that. But let's just say they've got something around Thanksgiving, Memorial Day, Christmas. Yeah, awesome stuff. And on another note, yes, I have received your messages about the election, and I know you're wondering what I think about the turnout. Well, all I can say is some people won. And now, let's just wait and watch because the ball is in their court. And guys, for now, sit back and let's talk to Melissa Gresham and her guest, Bianca Brown. And guys, I'm here right now with somebody that is a previous guest on the show, and you would know her because she's all over Celina. She's always involved in everything, and she is very, very busy. In fact, she's so busy that she's come back on the show to talk about some new things that she has going on, and you would know her as none other than Melissa Gresham. Melissa, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Ron. How are you?
I'm really, really good. So I'd like to say that you're the first person to come back twice, but you're not. You're the third person to come back twice. So how's it feel coming back on the radio show?
I love it. I love the reach of the Celina radio program and podcast, and I can't wait to do this.
Well, very, very good. We've got some exciting things to talk about today, but you did not come alone today. Today, you brought someone that I know now as Bianca Brown, and Bianca is very interesting in the sense that she's a police officer, and we can say that, right, Bianca?
Yes, you can.
All right, Bianca, how you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
Awesome. And Bianca, have you done a podcast before?
I've never done a podcast before.
Never done a podcast, but you've got a great voice, so it's going to be perfect. And just for the record, you are a Gunter police officer. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So we deal mostly in Celina, but we love our neighbors to the north, and you've got some amazing things going on. You've hooked up with Melissa on an event that you guys are doing. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. But first, Melissa, let's talk about the previous event. Let's go back to the event that you just recently held. You promoted it for some time. You promoted it on the show. And I'm curious, how did it go?
It was awesome. So we had the Celina 5K and Kids Run Fun Run back in January, and it was awesome. We had 500 runners that were registered. The race sold out. We had a wait list, so it was a huge success, and we already have people signing up for the next event. So huge success, and I'm happy with the way it turned out.
Very good. Very good. So you may have noticed I did not run in your event.
That's okay.
I can't promise that I'll run in the next one, but you never know. It could happen. So you also had a walking contingency out there. Like there was an option for that, correct?
There was. We had a walking group. We had a local business owner, Jeremy Page, who's actually one of my best sponsors. He led the walking group and had a little walking stick and led that group to a sub 15-minute mile. We also had some other pacers for some faster times if you were wanting to race it. But we had huge city support. We had Jason Lammer, our city manager, and Sean Terry, our city mayor, out there supporting it and promoting it. So it was a great event.
Very good. And I know it was successful, and it was because of all of your hard work. So congratulations on that. It was just a fantastic deal. And maybe, okay, I'm just saying maybe like 10 times. So you get the maybe I'll be out there on the next one. Maybe it could happen. It could happen.
The next one is just the turkey trot, right? We have the 5K, but you also have the 1 mile walk.
I just don't know if I could. There's just a little. I'm an old fitness guy. I don't look like it these days, but 20 years straight, I did fitness every day of my life. It was my world. So to go out there now and do a 1 mile walk, I don't know. Maybe I just need to overcome it, don't I? I just need to get over it and just all right.
November's pretty far away. Plenty of time to train.
Sounds good. And Bianca, you're actually into fitness too. So you've got quite a few titles with Gunter PD. So tell us a little bit about what you do for Gunter PD.
So for Gunter PD, I take over the fitness program pretty much. I try to keep all of our officers engaged in something, whether it's fun or just competitive for us to do to stay healthy mentally and physically. I also run all of our social media accounts. So if you message Facebook, 99% I'm the one answering for it. Or if you send in pictures or you need a post, it's probably me that's making that post for you.
That's awesome. So you actually live in Gunter and you love this area. You love Celina, you love Gunter, you love this, everything that's going on up here, because the only thing dividing our communities is just a little boundary on a map. I mean, otherwise we share so many things in common. So tell me, what do you love so much about this area? What do you love about this?
So I'll say when I first moved here to Texas in 2018, I'm from Oklahoma. I moved to Anna originally thinking, hey, that was my new small city that I was going to find coming from a small city in Oklahoma. Obviously it is definitely not that. They now have a Walmart and Chick-fil-A and all sorts of stuff, right?
Right.
So over time, I bounced kind of all around North Texas and I was able to get hired on at Gunter, and I immediately fell in love with the small town community of it, right? Granted, I love Celina. I love all the stores and how much it is growing, but the fact that it was growing was like, there's a lot more houses than what I prefer.
Right. So you just went up the road a little bit and got in Gunter, but you know it's coming there too.
It's coming in Gunter for sure. But so right now I actually live on county line. So I'm kind of tucked away. I still kind of got my surrounded by cows kind of feeling, but I'm not too far from the grocery store and other community events here in Celina. But then in Gunter, I love the people there. It's the small town feel that I love. So when people ask me, especially when I first got hired at Gunter, they're like, hey, well, how do you like it? I'm like, hey, my department loves me and I love my department back.
That's good. That's a good thing. It would be bad if they did not like you. So and right now the Gunter Police Department is pretty small. So how many officers there right now?
So we have 5 officers. We have the chief of police, a lieutenant, and then 3 officers covering the other shifts as well. The lieutenant, he's also considered on patrols.
Gotcha. So you've got enough coverage. The city's not grown out enough yet. And as it grows, obviously, there's going to be a lot more officers added and that sort of thing. So how is it working up there? You guys working like standard 8-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts? Do you do 12s? How does Gunter run their shifts?
So we're fully 24 hours. So we work 12-hour shifts off every other weekend. It's a really beautiful shift when it comes to getting time off and, a short amount of time working, if you want to think about it like that. Everybody's super helpful. So, I mean, you're not just kind of left alone. Granted, there is 1 officer on shift, but with that being said, we are surrounded by Grayson County. They're a big help in backing us up on calls, as well as South May, Tioga. How we partner a lot with each other. We help each other out when it comes down to it. The smaller cities all kind of
like it.
work together.
And I actually worked in Celina. I started in Celina in 93. Mm-hmm. So 93 through 96 here. And it was kind of the same way. So it's just a shift. So Celina would have been Gunter back then, and Frisco would have been what Celina is today. So it's just the exact same kind of deal. And a lot of people didn't even know where Celina was back in those days. So do you ever run into that kind of deal? Do you ever have friends or anybody? And they're like, okay, where is it?
It's super funny. So when I accepted the position at Gunter, I told my best friend works for Richardson. And I told her, like, well, hey, I'm going to go to Gunter instead of DPS. Granted, no, nothing against DPS. I love them. But once again, small town living, right? She was like, well, where is that at? And I was like, you're the native Dallas person. You've been here born and raised.
And didn't even know.
So usually if I tell people, hey, I work for Gunter Police Department, they're like, okay, where is that at? And I kind of gauge like, hey, you know where Celina is? No. Frisco? Okay, yeah. All right. Well, just walk straight up.
Keep on going. Yeah. Or you could just say it's like South Oklahoma. I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah, I take offense to that. Being from Oklahoma, I'm like, there's still a lot of miles in between.
I get it. I totally understand. So you guys have collectively an event coming up, and I'm looking at something right now. It's called the Memorial Day Challenge, and it looks like more than just a run. It looks like there's a running component to it. Maybe broken into 2 half-mile shorter runs with a lot of fitness type stuff in between, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, things like that. So Melissa, tell me what this Memorial Day Challenge is.
So we partnered about a month ago, kind of playing off the momentum from the Celina 5K in January. A lot of the participants were from Gunter, so there was a need to have some events in Gunter. And I approached Chief Gibson, and he referred me to Officer Bianca, being the fitness expert, to partner with her to get events going. So me being the running person and Bianca being the fitness expert, we combined it into this Memorial Day Challenge. It's kind of a CrossFit style challenge that involves a half-mile run to start. We have 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and 150 air squats, followed by another half-mile run. But anybody can do this because we have the assist bands that we can use for the pull-ups. You're more than welcome to go on your knees for the push-ups. So it is a timed event, and we have some cool prizes for first, second, and third place, male and female, as well as finisher medal and race shirts.
Wow, it sounds like quite the event. So, Bianca, have you ever been involved in any sort of a big event like this? Have you ever put one of these things on before?
So I competitively powerlift, right? So squat, bench, and deadlift is like my main bread and butter. Pick heavy stuff up and put it down.
Every once in a while, a criminal, but
right, that kind of plays into
weights,
it.
Right.
For the most part, I do light cardio just because cardio is good for being a police officer.
Like putting everything together, basically something that you have experience in, something like you said, the powerlifting and all of that stuff. Melissa, did you come to Bianca and say, I want to put these parts in it? Did you already have them in mind, or did Bianca say, hey, why don't we do it like this? How did this thing kind of get going like that?
So my thought was to do a 5K. So my 5K is going to be the Gunter Grinch Gallop in December, but her original thought was the Memorial Day Challenge. So I wanted to help them out. They needed registrations and a race organization to take signups and sponsorships. So I wanted to kind of contribute to that and help them get this set up and get it organized. But this is actually her baby and her event. I'm just kind of the support behind the scenes and trying to get it off the ground and going.
Very good. So Bianca, you've got very, very good support. I'm just going to go ahead, since I'm an old cop, retired cop, and you're a cop, I can say this. You've got great backup. Okay?
I will say 100% this event would not be where it is right now without Melissa. She's helped so much, like she said, with registration signups, sponsorships, a website, anything and everything behind the scenes she's taking care of. I'll take the credit and be like, hey, I wanted to do this challenge. I don't know how I was going to do it,
but the rest of it, it's
we were going to make it there. And right. So I am so blessed that we met at the time that we did to make this challenge come to where it is. And so right now we're still taking signups and registration for participants, sponsors as well. And just as she said, we have really nice medals, participation medals at the end. I'm in the military, so if you said there's a T-shirt, I'm probably going to be there.
You know what? I learned a long time ago in life that most people will do anything for a T-shirt.
For the T-shirt.
It's the craziest thing. We're so motivated by that. You could say, we're going to give you $20, and they're like, yeah, it's $20. Hey, we're going to give you a free T-shirt that costs $10. They're there.
Exactly. The T-shirt lasts forever.
Absolutely. You're very right about that. So give me an idea on this deal whenever you guys put this on and it's out there. How many people can we expect? Like, if we had an ideal number of people, what would be a good number?
So right now we're going to cap it at 50 participants. So we're doing it inside the training facility at Gunter High School. And so just for the amount of people, vendors, and other spectators, we're going to leave it at 50 participants. I do want people to know, so yes, it is a physical challenge, but it's all about effort when it comes down to it. So a lot of people get scared by the pull-ups.
Right.
So we have like the assist rubber bands, I guess, or
They kind of help you basically. You put your arms through them, and then they're going to give you just a little bit.
well, not even put your arms through them. So you can tie them to the bottom, and so therefore you step on it, so it'll take up that extra slack for your pull-ups. So you're not necessarily going from a dead hang as people are thinking. You're literally going 50% of your body weight.
Because that terrorizes people. If they were ever in school, they could never do a pull-up, and they think, okay, now what am I going to do now? I'm older,
Right?
And part of this deal is I've got to do some pull-ups. But the truth is, you've got a way to help them. And let's just say a person couldn't even do a single pull-up. Totally okay, right?
Totally okay. It's like, once again, it's for the effort. So for the first, second, and third place medals, I'll say the requirements will definitely be the correct pull-ups with the band, full push-ups, and then obviously the air squats as well. But everybody gets something at the end. So if this is just something to challenge yourself to get better at fitness, then by all means, come out and have fun.
Get yourself out there. Don't be like me. Overcome those personal hurdles and obstacles, and get yourself out there. And maybe this inspires you to move on and do something else. So this is the Memorial Day Challenge. And Melissa, how can people find more information about the Memorial Day Challenge?
They can go to my website, runcelina.com, and there are tabs. It's pretty self-explanatory. They can just click on the Run Gunter tab. And then there's a link in there to the registration site, and I'm using Run Sign Up again. And
it looks like this event happens May the 29th of 2023 at 9 o'clock a.m. at Gunter High School. So there's a little bit of time to get registered, to get yourself mentally ready for this, and to come on out. And like you said, capped at 50 people. There's a lot of nice giveaways, a lot of prizes, things like that. So what happens after this? So do you have another event coming up that we're going to do after we do the Memorial Day Challenge, or is this it? Melissa's going to retire.
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, Ron, I have a lot of events coming up.
Somehow I suspected that you might.
Yes. So one of the most popular races in the racing community is a turkey trot. And after the last event in January, there was clearly a desire for a Celina turkey trot. I have a title sponsor, Celina Lifestyle. So we're going to do the Celina turkey trot presented by Celina Lifestyle on Thanksgiving Day. We're really excited about it. It's going to be a 5K, and we're also going to have a 1 mile family walk run if you want to. We also have a family sign-up rate for that. So if the whole family wants to come out, we're giving you a discount if you have 5 to 7 people that you're going to register for the Celina turkey trot. And I wanted to bring the racing community also to Gunter. So I've got approval for the Gunter Grinch Gallop in December. This is going to be a Christmas themed race. I actually have my mascot Sage, who is the horse at the Celina 5K, and we've got a little Grinch. The cowboy's going to dress up as Grinch and be our mascot for the Gunter Grinch Gallop. And
so
that is going to be...
There's a lot of stuff going on and a lot that goes into it then. I mean, you're literally already planning for a December event.
Yes, I'm going to start planning a year in advance. So when we create these partnerships with the city as well as the venue, we have to plan a year in advance so that I can reserve the space and start with the permitting and get the sponsorship set up. So it'll take a year to plan these things.
So can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to do this Grinch Gallop, right? Could you actually get like maybe an offender like on loan from the county jail or something, and then could we Bianca, she's like looking away. What I'm thinking is, if you want Bianca to win, all you have to do is dress this criminal up like the Grinch, put him out in front, and then just say, Bianca,
go.
There goes a criminal.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Let's don't really do that. Don't follow Ron's ideas, okay? Ron still has a very warped law enforcement sense of humor, so please don't do that. Do it your way. But it sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So And just tell me this, Bianca, are you going to go participate in this Grinch Gallop? Are you going to do that? Are you going to do the turkey trot
I will
deal?
definitely participate. Now, how much effort can I promise to give? I don't know. Once again, so most powerlifters, we don't do cardio. We lift
Right.
stuff and we put it down.
So from what I understand, there is a walk. So,
There is a walk.
maybe you just you grab your barbell, you throw a little weight on it, and you do the walk with your barbell.
That might happen. I've been telling Melissa I've been trying to incorporate a little more cardio and running to train for the Grinch Gallop. I am competitive, so I kind of want to get
There you go.
close to the end there.
There you go. And you have to be competitive to be a police officer. So I like that. That's good stuff. So let's learn a little bit more about you, Bianca, because you obviously have the personality for this stuff. I love the fact that you're in law enforcement. I know what kind of person it takes to do that. You've got to have a heart for it. You've got to be willing to put your life on the line. And you've got to just be, kind of special. Not just everybody can be a cop. And not everybody wants to be. And that maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing. So give me an idea. In your life and in your world, what do you like to do for fun? And you can't say powerlifting.
That was half of my fun. So 100% though. So yes, powerlifting, if anything fitness outside is my go-to, especially on my days off in this beautiful weather that we're having. Also, I love my motorcycle. So I ride a 2020 Harley Softail Standard. Best thing I've ever purchased in my life. And then I have my little dog. His name is Odie. I consider him like the mascot for the police department. So for Officer Odie, so whenever I'm not on duty and I got to run up to the office or something like that, he hops in the patrol car and he knows his spot. That's what he does.
I like it. That's awesome. So there's not, and from what I can remember, there's a little bit of like some places to eat and things like that up there in Gunter right now. There's actually a little, kind of like a little coffee shop or something that's really, really cool. If it's still there, it's been a minute since I've been there, but it was really cool. But do you ever come down to Celina and like say eat on the square? Do you ever do that at all?
All the time. So definitely when I'm on shift. So a lot of businesses close on about 9 o'clock in Gunter, or even on Mondays. Sundays and Mondays, most businesses aren't open to eat. So if I can sneak down here, grab something to eat on duty real quick, that's the best thing ever. Even on my off time, I was actually here this past Friday, and they had, what's it called on the market?
Which one are you thinking about?
We're just like all the vendors are.
The Friday night market.
Okay,
deal?
Friday night market. So I was here for that, and so I ate at Bongo Bo's, which I'm. If you ask the owner there, if you ask Tab, we're on a first name basis because I'm there a lot at the time.
You like that? That's
so,
awesome.
Shout out to them. I got a ton of crawfish. I ate about 3 pounds. It was phenomenal.
You're a powerlifter. You can do it.
Got that, but it was so nice just to kind of like be on my off time and just walk around the square. I got to see some of the local vendors that I know from Gunter, and just enjoy like good weather and stuff. So
very, very cool.
As much as I live in Gunter, I love Celina too. It's my next door neighbor.
Absolutely. And there's a lot going on down here. It's a fantastic community. I am very partial. I happen to think it's the most amazing city in the world, but it's just one of those deals. I've worked these streets and I own businesses here now. The house that we're in right now, as a matter of fact, is another one of the projects that we're doing. So I'm very much invested in this community, and I see an awful lot of growth kind of moving your direction up there in Gunter. Like you said, it's kind of, it'll be a minute.
So I'll say as like an officer up there, so I work night shift, so 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So most people don't know who I am because I'm running the nights in the street, and most people go to sleep at a normal time, except for me.
Right.
But there's a lot of builders growing in. So they're not necessarily in the city limits of Gunter, usually on what is it? The ETJ. Yeah, the ETJ.
Right.
But I'll still cruise the newer neighborhoods, just trying to prevent the theft of construction materials.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. But there's a lot of houses going in, and I'm excited to see them. I'm excited for the families that are coming in. And it's like you have to love that small town community to want to live out there.
Absolutely.
We don't really have a whole bunch to offer as far as, inner city, fast pace. So you have to have the heart and the mind to come and be a part of the Gunter community.
Right on. I like it. So, Melissa, you've got all of these things going on. You've got some fantastic things lined up for Celina. Do you see yourself continuing to grow events also in Gunter? Is that a goal of yours?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, if you look at the Trails Master Plan, it will eventually connect Celina, Gunter, and Prosper. So I've actually already got Run Prosper as a DBA set up, but I'm not quite there and ready to do races in Prosper yet. But eventually I'd like to see a half marathon on the Master Trails plan that will connect Gunter, Celina, and Prosper. So that's maybe a 10-year goal, maybe sooner if we can get the plans built earlier. But yes, there'll be many more races and longer distances to come.
Very, very, very good. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure having you here. Thank you so very much for that. And Bianca, if I'm ever up there, I've learned I don't speed. I don't break the law. I'm that guy that actually really stops at the stop sign. I really do. I've never had a speeding ticket in my life. Now, for many years, I carried master badge, and maybe that kind of helped a little bit. But I don't ever do that. So I hope to never meet you on the side of the road in Gunter, Texas. But if I do, I hope you'll go easy. Not really.
I will say 100%. So I meet most of the citizens. They come up to me, and not necessarily in a good way, or not necessarily in a bad way, should I say?
Right.
And shake hands. So honestly, if you do see me in the streets, or you see me at the coffee shop or at the gas station, or just kind of parked on the side of the road, please, by all means, come to the front of my vehicle.
Yeah,
kind of give me
don't walk up from behind. Don't do that.
This is just for the listeners, but come up to the front of the vehicle, kind of wave, flash a light if it's nighttime. Let me get out of the vehicle and notice that you're there. And I would love to chat, take a picture, whatever it might be. I love my community. I love greeting, chatting, whatever it is. That's definitely the personality that I have and why I love Gunter.
And obviously why Gunter loves you. So, guys, thank you so very much. Melissa, thank you for this. And I'd love to have you both back on after the event and come tell me how it was. I'm not going to be out there doing push-ups or anything, but you can come back, tell me how it was, and maybe we'll do this again. So, guys, thank you so very much. And that is Melissa Gresham and Bianca Brown. So, guys, what did you think about Melissa Gresham and Bianca Brown? They are two remarkable women who are doing amazing things both in Celina and in Gunter, Texas. And we're like sister cities. Celina and Gunter, we share a boundary, a city limit sign, and that's about all that really divides us. So much of what's going on in Gunter mirrors and is a reflection of what's going on in Celina. It's just the way it is. That's nature. That's how it works. What I know is this: having two people like Bianca Brown and Melissa Gresham out there doing great things in the community is only going to make both communities better. The fact that they're working together should be the example for all of us in being respectful and working with our neighbors on all sides of the city. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that we need to not be bobcats anymore, but I am saying that we do need to work together with our neighboring communities, and this is a prime example of how you do that. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We've got more fantastic episodes coming up. Great people coming on. We've got some really, really fun things that we're involved in. So until then, as I always say, stay safe and God bless.